Today you're going to use the clay that is in your buckets. You're going to use the slats to help roll your clay and the rolling pin. You have two templates on your desk. One is a circle and the other is a rectangle. I'm going to take a portion of my clay. I'm going to roll it into a ball, flatten that ball out just slightly, and begin to roll my clay out using those slab rollers on your desk. We're going to roll up and down only. I'm going to roll a little bit, then I'm going to turn my clay 1/4 of an inch. Roll a little bit, turn my clay 1/4 of an inch. Keep going around and around in circles until your clay is as thick as the slab rollers on your desk. When your rolling pin will easily roll across your clay without stopping or stuttering, you're going to take your circle template. You can use a popsicle stick or a skewer, and you're going to press all the way down to the mat and cut your clay out into a circle. When you're finished with that, you're going to set it to the side. Now we need to make a rectangle this size. We're going to take all of our clay, all the bits and pieces that are left from cutting out our circle. We're going to squish and mash it into an oval shape. And then I'm going to flatten that out. And I'm going to use my slats and my rolling pin to create a rectangle. Using the palm of my hand to push that flat. Now I'm going to roll a little bit. I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to roll a little bit. And I'm going to move my slats up so that I can roll the end of that. Then I'm going to flip it, moving it down so that I can use my slab rollers to roll out this clay so it's not too thick and not too thin. We need it to be at least 14 inches long. Now that I have my piece long and narrow, I'm going to lay my template on the top of it using my skewer or my popsicle stick. I'm going to cut off the extra, put that back in my bowl or back to the side, and peel off my template. Now I need to use my toothbrush to slip and score. So I'm going to take the slip on the toothbrush. I'm going to, on one edge, use that slip to slip and score, getting it nice and wet. That's going to be the glue that holds this together. I'm going to slip and score around the edge of my circle. Now I need to take my slab and I need to wrap it around the edge of my circle so that they're both even with the table. We're not putting it on top of the circle, we're putting it next to the circle. I'm going to slip and score where my slab overlaps, and I'm going to press that together with my hands. Now that my piece is together, I'm going to take my thumb, dip it in a little slip, and I'm going to mash where I've overlapped it together. I'm going to kind of smooth that out. Now you don't have to do this part if you don't want to, This part here, you see this seam that's on the bottom? I need to take my thumb and I need to pull that clay over that seam so that it seals it off really well. I can use some slip to smooth out any lumps and bumps, but that circle that you can see where I put it together needs to disappear. So I'm going to use my thumb and the slip. I'm going to try to keep the shape of my cup with my lazy hand inside. And I'm going to pull that clay over the edge so that that circle disappears. Now that I have my cup all nice and made, I can start adding my details to the outside. I can start adding eyes, ears, noses, horns, teeth, all of those things. That's what you'll see in part 2 of this video. In this part of the video, you're going to see me make my little monster that you see at the front of the room today. He's a little different than what you saw at part 1, where the slab went all the way around the circle, but I didn't make my slab long enough for this video, and I am just going to improvise. So you'll notice every time I need something to stick, clay sticks to clay with slip and scoring. You have to slip and score if you want it to stick. If you don't slip and score, when the clay dries, it will pull away from itself and it will not stay together. It'll fall apart whenever I go to put it in the kiln. So you're going to need to do a lot of smoothing and a lot of slip and scoring so that you can get it just right.